Folks, Cartoon Network has been in a very weird state for a while now. Some may even call it mid. I mean, just look at it. They're throwing everything that didn't work before at the wall. A preschool block that consumes most of the schedule. Live action reruns on an admittedly cool Sunday night block. Actually, I'm not complaining about this. I kinda like the bizarre novelty of watching Family Matters, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and any Warner Bros. Movie with the Cartoon Network logo in the corner. Still, it's strange. But the biggest problem lies in the shows themselves, in that there aren't really any left. They're not really making anything new, and they pulled the plug on just about everything else. All the shows they moved to HBO Max are as good as dead not even 2 years into the platform's launch. Infinity Train? Canceled with an unfinished movie. The Fungies? Canceled after the team thought they were getting another season. Tig and Seek? Canceled. There's still Summer Camp Island, but that's probably heading out the door. And no disrespect to these shows, but aside from Infinity Train, I don't think they're able to find a dedicated audience. Partially because when competitors like Netflix and Amazon are rolling out all of this greatness, shows designed for streaming, it's hard to be captivated by shows clearly meant for television. They're just two different vibes. Cartoon Network has only introduced 2 new shows on television since 2020, Thundercats Roar and Elliot from Earth, the latter of which is made in the UK, and both getting burned off at a rapid pace. Things just slowly started to diminish following the year-by-year conclusions of Regular Show, Adventure Time, Gumball, and Steven Universe. Those were the big shows of the network, and there seemed to be a lack of effort to replace them. And if you ask me, you should always have that next big thing waiting in the wings. Criger the Creek has been the only real hit since those shows have departed the world of the living, but that seems to be coming to a close soon too. Infinity Train could have been the next big thing that kept eyes on the Cartoon Network brand, even if it moved to HBO Max, but it was robbed, killed off in a shift in leadership and focus. Generally, the Cartoon Network brand has had a very poor transition to streaming, lacking many legacy titles, little rollout of original content, and overall is very inconsistent. It's laughable compared to the other hubs on HBO Max's service, like DC, which often has something going on, whether that be adding beloved animated series or movies, alongside rolling out weekly premieres of shows like Young Justice and soon-to-be Harley Quinn. Of course, there's been a massive lack of care for the TV channel, which also suffers from a drought of new content and a poorly managed lineup. Though to give them credit, there's been a slight increase in effort with the schedule, and they finally have gone under a significant rebrand after years of the dimensional branding. But who's watching to appreciate any of it? Most of the viewers have set sail, and cord cutting can't be the only excuse when Rick and Morty can still pull in 1 million viewers on the same station at a much later time. When compared to what Nick and Disney have been doing on both TV and streaming, Cartoon Network has majorly fumbled the bag and has more or less been left behind. However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. One last hope for Cartoon Network to really prove itself worthy as a contender in the new generation. What really put Cartoon Network on the map all those years ago is making a comeback. A name so powerful, it shook the earth with its tenacious melody. I'm of course talking about the rebirth of Cartoon Cartoons. The Cartoon Cartoons brand was established in the mid-90s as a result of What a Cartoon, an animated anthology series consisting of numerous shorts, some of which going on to becoming full-fledged series, of course referred to as Cartoon Cartoons. These original programs breathed new life into Cartoon Network after its inception as a dumping ground for Hanna-Barbera reruns. I'm actually doing a big video on Cartoon Network as a whole, so you'll learn more about this soon. 15 shows were produced under the Cartoon Cartoons brand, and it was officially retired in 2003. Though the last series branded as such, Ed, Edd and Eddy, wouldn't end until 2009. There was also the programming block, the Cartoon Cartoon Show, that aired from 2005 to 2008, and aired shows that weren't Cartoon Cartoons like fucking Squirrel Boy! Really now? Squirrel Boy? Hey Rodney! Anyways, the point of Cartoon Cartoons was to embrace a new era of creator-driven animation that gave power back to the artist, with little to no executive intervention. You could say there was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could— yeah, I'm not doing that whole speech, don't worry. I'd consider this initial experiment a success, given that the Cartoon Cartoons in particular are still fondly remembered today, and is the thesis of the original Cartoon Cartoons project that the studio is using to pull itself up from the ground and take a stand. Let's jump back to April 2021, when the fantastic announcement was made. Cartoon Network Studios has drawn up a new shorts program, Cartoon Cartoons, focused on showcasing diverse stories, centering new voices, and mentoring the next generation of animators. The studio's largest and latest commitment to animated shorts to date, Cartoon Cartoons follows the first Cartoon Network Studios shorts program that launched in 1995 as World Premiere Toons, and served as a platform for artists to freely develop and create animated content. Shorts created through Cartoon Cartoons will vary in length and subject matter, and will will cater to a variety of audiences ranging from preschoolers to adults. As artists explore, develop, and refine their works, they will receive focused studio support from a dedicated production team and veteran producer mentorship. Completed shorts have the potential to be globally distributed by Warner Media across a variety of platforms, including linear broadcast through Cartoon Network, streaming through HBO Max, online, and so much more. The program will be open to artists and producers of all experience levels from both inside and outside Cartoon Network studios. The Cartoons program will be helmed by the Creative Council, comprised of experienced, diverse, and innovative producers who will provide peer mentorship and creative guidance to the selected artists. Cartoon Network Studios Shorts program alum Pete Braungart, Manny Hernandez, Katie Rice, and Aminder Dhaliwal will serve on the Creative Council. Cartoon Network Studios has a proud legacy of animated shorts. We are building a program on that legacy today with a program that will champion new and diverse voices, energize creativity, and provide resources for artists to share their stories with the world. I am so grateful to the producers serving on our Creative Council and our partner organizations for their commitment to make cartoons a successful and creatively rewarding endeavor, said Sam Register, president of Cartoon Network Studios and Warner Bros. Animation. For the first time in a while, Cartoon Network sounded legitimately promising, especially as its demographic welcomes concepts for all demographics, not just kids. In an era where adult animation is finally pushing past its sitcom limits to deliver spectacular adaptations and original stories, this makes me extremely happy to hear. Give me content that rivals what Netflix, Amazon, and Disney Plus are putting out. A few months later, and we finally got our first look at the program in late November, with the reveal of 9, count 'em 9, shorts in development. Accordion's Joffrey, or is it Jeffrey, and Mary Melodica by Louis Zong. Dang, it's Dracula by Levin Jihanian, Hungry Ghost by Jesse Moynihan, Fruit Stand at the End of the World by Rachel Liu, Off the Menu by Siobhan Cherry, Harmony and Despair by Andrew Dickman, Unravel by Alexis Sugden, Mouthwash Madness by Lisa Vandenberg, and Scaredy Cat by JJ Villard. For me, the standout names here are Louis Zong, Jesse Moynihan, Siobhan Cherry, and JJ Villard. Louis Zong is an internet god, a man of many talents. He was primarily a storyboard artist on We Bare Bears, but goddamn, does so much of his work beyond it leave me speechless. His work is wholesome, it's feel good, it puts a smile on your face. Jesse Moynihan is known for being a beloved writer and storyboard artist on Adventure Time, alongside his work as an art director on The Midnight Gospel. He excels at the trippy, the colorful, and the bizarre in a way that is beautiful. Siobhan Cherry has worked on so many animated projects it blows my mind. Tiny Toons, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, The Proud Family, Pepper Ann, Family Guy, The Looney Tunes Show, and so much more. With how diverse these worlds are from one another, I'm itching to see what an original world from this overlooked legend has to offer. The preview image of her short definitely shows a refined art style that incorporates elements from the various projects she's worked on. I see that fish with the Oscar-proud lips. And then there's JJ Villard. What can be said about JJ Villard that hasn't already been said? The Emmy-winning creator has worked on Uncle Grandpa, King Star King, the freaking Shrek franchise, and of course has created his own series, JJ Villard's Fairy Tales. His work is grotesque, nonsensical, and downright hilarious. It's exciting to see these faces on board. As it turns out, his name is actually pronounced JJ Villard, not Villard. Apologies for this fucky-wucky. I am what you call an idiot. Though through my research, I can confidently say all of these people have an impressive portfolio and are insanely talented. Definitely who you'd want to be pioneering the next generation. One of them worked on To Boldly Flee. That's gotta count for something, I think. I love how these shorts all vary in art style and seemingly subject matter. Cartoon Network programming has been critiqued over the last few years for most shows featuring a uniform art style, with thinner lines, the contested bean faces, so on and so forth. And while I enjoy how both of these shows look, and can appreciate the stylistic details that make them unique, visual variety is something I've been longing for. I made a whole nother video about it! Just from these preview images, the top 3 shorts I'm excited to get my hands on the most are Harmony and Despair, Scaredy Cat, and Accordion's Jeffrey and Mary Melodica. Though keep in mind these images appear to be development pieces rather than stills of finalized animation. I'm guessing not all 9 of these are geared towards children. I can see Scaredy Cat especially wind up being an adult animated series. But either way, I want to give them all a fair shot. None of them look boring. They all seem like a breath of fresh air, especially Fruit Stand at the End of the World. I hope the painting aesthetic goes beyond the backgrounds. I have a lot of hope for these projects. I really want them all to make it far into development. Ideally have them all be released to the public in order to gauge interest, and for whatever makes it this series to revitalize the Cartoon Network name for a new generation. Make it a force to be reckoned with, and allow these shows to get past 1 or 2 season orders before pulling the plug. I want to look at Cartoon Network a few years down the road and have it be unrecognizable from its current state in the best way possible. I want to see a powerhouse of animation, thriving creativity, and game-changing stories that remind us why we love seeing this checkerboard pattern on the corner of our screens for 30 years. Give me that television on rocket fuel. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. How do you feel about the new era of cartoons? Which of these 9 shorts are you looking forward to the most? Let us know in the comments down below, or keep the conversation going over at Roundtable Vids and at Vox on both Twitter and Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya!